Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 China. Nationalist China. And if you'll remember in the last episode, we prepared our armies, we got them organised, we created an Eastern Coast Defence Army and some Northern Army groups here to protect us from the north from Japanese invasion. That's what we did. Some other things that we were going to have a look at, which we didn't, but we'll have a look at now, is our resources. What resources do we have? We have quite a bit of steel, although we did have a deficiency of steel. We're now importing that from the Soviet Union, begrudgingly because we hate communists. But we need steel from somewhere, and the Soviet Union seemed like the safest bet at this moment. The Japanese dominate the Pacific, obviously, and the Americans. We could have got our steel from the United States, but that would have required convoys, which would have made them vulnerable to Japanese interception. Same goes for the British. We could have got our steel from the British, but again, it would have used convoys to do that, so we would have been vulnerable at this point trying to get our steel. We're still short a little bit of oil, but only a tiny bit. What are we actually using oil for? Production of convoys, I should think. Yeah, production of convoys. It's slowed it down. We're making one convoy ship a month. Let's see if we can get a little bit of oil from somewhere then. Oil, we're at United States, 13 convoy. Again, we'll go to the Soviet Union. Give me some oil. And that's it. We're just going to let the game tick over. What we will have a look at is our details here. So we have 57 divisions, 10 military factories, one shipyard, 7 ships in total, 115 dilapidated aircraft and 18 civilian factories and 40 convoys. Now if we look at our main rivals, which of course are the Japanese, things are a lot different. Over 1,000 aircraft potentially, over 200 ships, up to 73 divisions, up to 21 military factories compared with our 10. Things are not looking good, and there's massive amounts of corruption in the Chinese army, massive amounts of incompetent officers, and we need to work to get rid of that. So that's what our national focus is actually working on. The unified I'm getting a bit of a lag here. Okay, so yeah, unified industrial planning, so we can get this extra research slot, and then once that's done, we're going to work on our army reform to get rid of this crippling corruption. Well, then let's just let the game play at full speed. Now I think it's July 37, the Marco Polo Bridge incident. And it is still only February 1936, but July 37 is going to come round pretty rapidly. One thing I do want to do actually to get some army experience, because we are producing, I mean we have a deficit of infantry equipment, but we are producing quite a lot of it. So what I'm going to do, let's just check that a second. Yeah, new deployments require 164 units. And our divisions are still being reinforced. I might give it a little bit actually, wait till they get fully equipped and then we can get them exercising. Of course exercising troops will take attrition, they'll lose bits of equipment, break equipment, people will get injured, etc, etc. So that will increase their attrition. Decisions available. Okay, let's sort out this national focus. Oh my god, it's all kicking off, it's all kicking off. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. Not really our concern. So yeah, we've done unified industrial planning. Let's go down to expand the Academica Sinica. So that will give us, one of the following must be true. At peace, more than 70% stability. Where we're at peace, we gain a research slot. So let's do this. For millennia, China has led the world in the development of the arts and sciences. Increased funding for our universities. It's just the first step to reclaim that position. Yes, it is. Let's do some more research. Decisions available. Now this is new, kind of. So what decisions can we implement here? We've got 50 political power. We have to use political power for this, you see. And really, I want to get an advisor in with my political power. We don't have enough yet, but I'd probably look at getting the captain of industry in, or maybe the silent workhorse. Let's look at this decision anyway. So the only one that's available to us, promises of peace. History has taught us the horrors of war. We must never let it happen again. It's time for our nation to know peace and prosperity. So for 90 days, weekly stability will be buffed basically. War support will drop and political power gain will drop. I don't think I'm going to promise the people of China peace. I don't think that's a promise I can keep. I don't see any real reason to do that. Let's let the clock tick over. Logistics men, let me know when we're fully equipped. Okay, we do now have a surplus of infantry equipment. We are producing quite a bit. Electronical and mechanical engineering is done. Let's select something else. Now we get another research bonus if we go to mechanical computing. And I'm going to do that. And let's get our armies exercising in the field. All of them. Every single enlisted man. See what effect that has on production. Well, our stockpile is still growing, so that's good. We're not, he says, not quite producing enough now. Right, we'll keep an eye on that. Hang on, what's this? Unassigned divisions. Okay, let's assign you to the Chinese North Front. All we're doing is producing basic infantry divisions at the minute. Lots of men with rifles, basically. So yeah, 6,000 men in each infantry division. Equipped with pretty basic infantry equipment, but at the minute that's all we can produce. It would be good if we could sort of bypass the research and just go to Britain and say, look, can we produce under licensed production some of your infantry equipment? But at the minute they're saying absolutely not. You cannot license produce any of our equipment. Okay, so extra research slot. We can go to this one and get another research slot. That will take 70 days. Can we do that, or can we not? No, we don't have enough factories yet, but we can go to the Military Affairs Commission. Our military has shown a shocking lack of competence. Reform of the High Command is just the first step to rectify the issue. So we need to sort out the incompetent officers, and then we can sort out the corruption. We need to research something else here. I'm going to go straight to better support weapons for our infantry. So better machine guns. Better sort of man-portable mortars. That kind of stuff. But Japan have Taiwan as well. They've got divisions on there. I don't like this. They're so close to our coast, which is why it's important to protect the coast. Let's build up our army experience so we can start modifying eventually, when we get the technology to do so. Start modifying our infantry divisions. I want to add anti-aircraft guns. I want to add some form of anti-tank capability. I think our air force is doomed. Okay, so we can modify the government. We have 150 political power. Captain of industry will improve construction speed. I'm going to go for that because it increases civilian factory construction speed and infrastructure speed as well, which is basically what we're producing at the minute. Civilian factories and infrastructure in the west, in anticipation of most of the east, or at least some of the east, being overrun. Construction 1, it's done. We get a discount on construction 2. It's only 125 days. Increases construction speed again across the board. So let's do that. It's because we got those 2 industry bonuses from our national focus, whatever national focus it was, unified industrial planning. Let's make good use of them. Get our industry up and running as soon as possible. Unassigned divisions again. Let's assign them to the North Front again. Now it looks like the Japanese have reinforced this border area here. couple of cavalry divisions, a couple of infantry divisions there, one there. Military Affairs Commission is done. Let's move on to, what have we got? Fortify Shanghai? No, not yet. The Bureau of Investigation and Statistics. What does this do? Gain stability. Reduces partisan activity by the looks of it. And foreign subversive activities. I think we need to go for army reform. Unlocks army reform decisions. Sounds good, because I think we're still crippled by, where is it? Army corruption, yeah. Do we still have incompetent officers? Is that still a thing? Or we still have that, even though we've just got that national focus. Hopefully a decision will pop up to get rid of that once we have enough political power. Of course, we've just spent all our political power on industry. The Olympic Games being held in Germany. No extra decisions just yet. I can hover over this and get decisions available. Yeah, promises of peace. Some new Chinese music. I like it. I like it. Let's look at our relations with the rest of the world. Okay, so Italy's annexed Ethiopia. Yeah, so Communist China hate us. Manchuria are not fans. Xinjiang. Again, communists. Support weapons 1 is done. I want better infantry weapons. Let's go straight to Type 24 rifles. Again, quick look at the place. See, Japan don't really hate us at this point. Spanish Civil War. That's strange, because China should absolutely hate Japan. Minus 40, Japanese opinion of China, and it goes both ways. Chinese opinion of Japan, minus 40. They hold our provinces, indeed they do. See, Manchuria was originally Chinese. And we have claims on this. Foreign claims. Communist China and... is that Nationalist China? Yeah. Army reform is done then. Corruption, incompetence and cowardice are rife at every level of command and army. Solving this will be a long process. A long process. Is it done though? Let's have a look. Well, we still have army corruption. I'm guessing it gives us a decision soon. 60 divisions plan. What is this? Requires army reform. Takes 70 days. Unlocks the 60 divisions plan. Doesn't tell me what that is though. Perhaps we can see it on decisions. Promises of peace. Anti-communist raids. Institute censorship. Prospect for resources. This is all new. I like this. Army reform. Here it is. Lessons of war. So we need to get more than 99 army experience, and this increases division attack and defense and mobilization speed. It's only active for 90 days. Effects when removed. Modified army corruption. Oh right, so it doesn't get rid of corruption completely. It will be a long process indeed. And this one is lessons of war. More than 200 army experience. Army effects when selected. Army experience minus 200 and remove the national spirit incompetent officers. Interesting. There's no indication as to what the 60 divisions plan is there. Is it on the... Who knows, we'll have to have a look. Right, where are we going next with this? Now we could fortify Shanghai. gives us land forts and sea forts. Fortifying Shanghai was probably not a bad idea, because that's probably the key to whether or not the Japanese invasion will fail Shanghai. 3 principles of the people: gain stability, welfare, democracy, nationalism. My lord, there's so many things. Industrial evacuations. See, this is the industrial evacuations I was talking about when we move all our industry west. And a lot of these unlock decisions. This is interesting. This is interesting. I'm going to be learning just as much as you probably are. And you may even know more than me. Mission to the Soviet Union, Germany. Is there any point in sending a mission to Germany? I mean, soon the Germans will be on the side of the Japanese, and all cooperation will probably stop then. Collaboration with the Japanese, mission to the US might be useful. What does this do? Okay, increases opinion, unlocks support of the anti-fascist war. As long as Sung Mi-ling is a political advisor, the US will be able to support our war against Japan. Sung Mi-ling. Political advisors. Here she is, the First Lady of the Republic. This is some interesting mechanics they've introduced here. This is going to be very interesting. You've really got to know your history, though, to appreciate what all these do. I think it's always good before a game of Hearts of Iron that you brush up on your history. History that's pertinent to the nation you're playing. It increases the enjoyment of the game, no end. So many options. So many options. All I really want to do, though, is increase the ability of my army more than anything. This is kind of industry, military affairs commission. Getting the US on side, I think, is a good idea. So you invite the Flying Tigers. See, you can get Soviet cooperation. See, if we go down the nationalism route, then we can industrial evacuation, war of resistance, pick a fight with Japan, anti-communist, United Front, the Chinese United Front. You see, this is good as well. The Chinese United Front, I'm guessing, is trying to unite all these Chinese warlords, which I think is going to be key as well. Oh man, so many decisions. Principles of the people. We can't really improve the army too much or get any bonuses towards that. Right, I'm going to go for the 3 principles of the people. I'm going to go down the nationalism route. Gain war support, gain stability. We'll have to go this way, won't we? These are mutually exclusive. The United Front. Can create factions, the Chinese United Front. China invites the Communist China to the... Wow. Pick a fight with Japan. War of resistance, industrial evacuations. Yep, let's go this way. Principles of the people. We'll work towards uniting China. Sounds good. We'll work towards uniting China, and if we can, getting support from the US. More unassigned divisions. I'm assigning them all to the Northern Front and getting them exercising there. I'm not sure if the Japanese it's interesting that fog of war keeps disappearing. I guess that must be the Navy picking up the fact that there's divisions here when they're patrolling. Okay, construction 2 is done. Again, another 50%. but this is way ahead of time, so it's going to still take a lot. Basic machine tools. Is our production efficiency up to 100%? It is on infantry equipment. Are we producing enough? Yes, we are. We're producing more than enough infantry equipment now. I'm tempted to put a factory back on production of aircraft. But okay, we've caught up pretty much once this is done with our infantry equipment. But now we could try and motorise our infantry divisions by getting some trucks. I think we should just go down the mass assault land doctrine. So reinforcement rate, supply grace plus 48 hours, out of supply, defence in depth, organisation and max entrenchment. I think this will be good. Let's improve our doctrine. So we've already got that. We're going to go for pocket defence. It's no good having thousands of troops with rifles if they don't know how to dig in. They don't know how to use tactics and strategy. We're going to go through that one. Another research time bonus there, but that's ahead of time. What have we got left in industry? Resource gain efficiency. We're not deficient any resources at the minute. Synthetic oil, perhaps. We could work towards getting our artillery support. I think artillery support would be good for our infantry divisions. Without it, they're going to be at a massive disadvantage, I think. Not too concerned about armour now. Look at all these these Japanese. Got rid of the generic ones, which is good. I like these little real world Japanese Chinese war tanks. '98 support equipment. We don't even have these support equipment. We need to start getting these as well. We're so far behind. So we can basically work towards motorisation, but I don't think we've got the industry to produce enough trucks at the minute. Support equipment potentially, artillery, and then eventually anti-aircraft and anti-tank guns. Let's see if we can attach a little bit of artillery to our infantry division. Do that. Let's let the clock tick over. Let the dice fall where they may. What's going to happen next? It's already November 1936. We've got about 6 months. 6, 7, 8 months before the Japanese invade. Okay, so in summary, we've reinforced the northern front here. We're working towards getting some artillery for our divisions. We're also working towards unifying China, as in taking the first steps to get these warlords all to work together if we're going to fight the Japanese off. And eventually we plan to improve relations with the United States, get them on side as well. If we look at our relations with them at the minute, they're not good. They're not good. But eventually that's something I want to do. Yeah, that's it. And if we look at our research here, improving our infantry doctrine, getting some new infantry equipment, getting that artillery, and we'll see where we go from there. So if you enjoyed the episode, then click on like. If you want to see more and want to see what happens next, then make sure you're subscribed and tune in next time for Hearts of Iron 4 China.